Again, just really proud of our whole program, you know, the players, the staff. You know, this was a really good team win. I think we played probably some of our best defense of the year tonight. We got a pass rush, we covered. It was great having Kalen Carson back in the game. He's in there. I think we're a little different in the secondary, and it was really good. There were so many games this year that were like that in the fourth quarter, and you know, unfortunately, we didn't win as many of those as we would like, but to be able to finish tonight and win that game in the fourth quarter is a big deal. It's always great to win a bowl championship, to add a trophy to the trophy case and get rings for our players. It'll be a great memory, and I just want to thank our players and staff for their hard work and dedication all year. So many times when you see things not go a team's way, they kind of give up or stop working, and our guys never did that. Again, we were 6-1 and number 10 in the country, and then we lost some close games, but our guys never stopped working. They never stopped preparing. They never stopped believing in each other, and we always played hard. And I think tonight was just a great example that we were a football team that finished. And the fact that we don't have a bunch of guys opt out, and we you know, our guys, bowls are important in bowl championships. I want to thank our band, our cheer squad, our students, and all the fans that came down to Tampa to support the Deacs. And I really want to thank the people with the bowl. This is it's a great bowl. They do a great job. The hotel's great, the food's great, the events are great. It's really, it's a great event. So we're honored they invited us, and we're very proud to be the Gasparilla Bowl champions. With that, I'll open it up to questions.
Dave, I mean, you talked about finishing, and look at the secondary. You had Deshaun Jones, Evan Slocum. There's so many young guys that you guys had in both football. You think it's like a good lesson for them to parlay into next year, figuring out, you know, the season didn't end the way you wanted to, but you got this one, you learned how to finish?
Well, the season ended the way we wanted to, or the bowl championship. So that should be the theme. You know, we weren't healthy back there a lot of the year, and you know, certainly we went through a lot of the year. I mean, I think Kalen missed 8 games. And then losing Kobe Davis in the Vanderbilt game, that was a crushing blow. I mean, Kobe was really playing good and gave us so much flexibility, and you know, we had to play Isaiah Wingfield out at corner more, and then it just seemed like the one position you can't get hurt at is the one you get banged up at. And when we lost Kobe and Kalen, we really lost our 2 best cover guys. And so, you know, it was challenging. You know, but again, our guys played hard, and I thought in some ways we grew up a lot tonight. I thought Evan Slocum played really good football. Deshaun Jones made some plays. I thought Kalen played really well. You know, our safeties tackled well. I'm really proud of our guys. So yes, it's something to build on, but you know, we'll go back and, right, it's a great feeling now, and then you go through the process of breaking the season down and figuring out what you have to do better. But there'll be a day and time for that. Right now, we're gonna enjoy this team and these seniors and everything that meant to our program.
So you had like a 3-point lead seemingly forever, and your defense just kept getting stops. Did it kind of feel like one of those games, if your offense could just put one more score on the board, you could kind of put this game away?
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, I kept telling the offense, guys, you're 1 score away from winning this thing. Like, just make it a double-digit lead. And if we can make them one-dimensional, and we just, you know, we had those 2 critical holding calls that killed us. You know, we converted a 4th and 1, and that gets called back. And then, you know, we have that one run by Cooley that gets on the edge, and we get called for holding again. And it just seemed like a lot of games this year that we had a chance to put them away, and kind of kept self-destructing. And you know, we just felt like one of those games we were leaving them in there, and then getting that stop, and then that drive that we hit Taylor Marin. You know, then it's a 10-point lead, and you know, again, then they can't really run the ball, and we recovered, and we were rushing pretty good. So,
Coach Drinklich had some interesting comments to say about a late cycle flip in the recruiting what were your thoughts on what he had to say on that?
Well, first off, let me say this, that I like and respect Eli. You know, I just, again, you know, everyone views their job differently, right? And I think my job as the head coach at Wake Forest is I want our players modeling me and modeling sportsmanship. And, you know, I don't know if he was just trying to be funny or cute. I don't think comments like that are necessary. And I don't think that's, again, I mean, people have different personalities. That's just not something that I would do. And, you know, I was a little disappointed he did that, but again, he's a good football coach and I do like and respect him. I don't think anybody on our staff really appreciated those comments.
Coach,
When are you able to figure out or kind of put a label on what the end identity is to this team, to this year? What's that process like?
I think the end identity of this team is this team finished. It finished. And you can go back, but you know, you look at all those close games, that it wasn't for a lack of effort. And at no point did we ever lose one of those games and then not show up the next week. Again, the execution wasn't always great, but the effort, preparation, this team kept their foot on the gas pedal. And when you start out 8-0, when you win 10 games, that's easy to do. And when you start out 6-1 and you don't finish the way you want, you lose some heartbreaking games, sometimes that gets hard to do. And I think it's a credit to our players and the leadership on the team that this team finished. It finished. And to finish the way we did at the end of the regular season and come back and beat an SEC team like Missouri in the bowl game, to me that's going to be the defining moment of this team. And you know, it's, again, I just think it's, you know, we just finished 8-5, which is one of, I believe, the top 10 records in the history of Wake Forest football. And I think there's going to be a little bit of a narrative that it was a disappointing season. And I take pride that 8-5 is now disappointing at Wake Forest. That we've changed the standard, these guys have changed the standard, and we'll take it, we'll own it. But it's hard to win 8 games. And we played a very tough schedule this year and a lot of really good football teams. So, again, our goal is to win them all, but I think history will be a lot, you know, kinder to this football team. 8 wins and a bowl championship, you're gonna have a hard time convincing me that there's not some success in there. And again, do I wish we were playing for the college football playoff? Yes. But I'm really proud of our football team, and they continually answered the bell.
One or two more guys so we get to the playoffs.
Coach, speak to the team's focus, especially getting prepared for tonight's bowl game, and really, again, reiterate how important it was the defense really being locked in.
Well, I'd say 2 things, and I'm really proud, right? I mean, I think in 80% of the programs, the guy to my right and the guy to my left probably opt out. And so, like when I say we finished, our whole football team finished. Guys don't opt out here. And we had 1 or 2, but our best players played. And so, again, our team never stopped trying to get better, right? We had some defensive games that we didn't play well, but you get to the bowl game and you put one of your best defensive efforts of the year together against a pretty talented SEC offense.
Coach, in the context of this season, you know, the trouble in 1-score games, how important is it in a game like this? You know, you mentioned, you know, not having the opt-outs, but having a guy like Sam Hartman, you know, in the offense, just the resiliency to come back from a lot of those 3-and-outs and those tough drives to go get that final touchdown and go get that win in a tight game.
Yeah, I think we all felt it. Like, here was a chance to step up and right some wrongs, and we did that. I mean, how about him pulling the ball in that one counter play, right? I mean, just a heady play. So, I'd love to get off here so you can talk to our players, because I think they deserve the attention. I think when you put 5 and 6 years into a program, I'd like you guys to flash the light on them a little bit. So if you guys want to talk to me in January, I'd be happy to have a press conference. But these guys are leaving us in 24 hours, and they're awesome. They're absolutely awesome as football players and students and leaders and role models. And that's why I love working at Wake Forest, because I get to coach people like this. So thank you very much. Please ask these guys questions.